So Tim, for some of our clients who may be beyond the negotiation stage or any of the alternatives, let's talk about bankruptcy for a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about what bankruptcy, and you hear the various chapters, can you tell us what those are?
Well, sure. Bankruptcy is a legal process which a person who can no longer pay their debts can be relieved of that and get a financial fresh start. On the consumer side, you have Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is basically a liquidation, where a person gives up any non-exempt assets they may still have, in exchange gets a complete wipe out of their bills and a fresh start. The Chapter 13 is more of a repayment plan lasting about 3 to 5 years. Again, though, even in 13, the typical debtor will only pay pennies on the dollar of their debt.
Well, which is better?
It's going to depend on the individual client and the individual goals they may have.
So that's something you would help the client with?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And can I eliminate all my debts then?
Most, but not all. Things like federal income taxes are non-dischargeable. Also, student loans are typically not dischargeable, along with alimony, child support, and any debt arising from a divorce typically cannot be discharged.
So how about, like, I may want to keep my house or my car. Are you able to keep this in a bankruptcy?
Typically, you can keep your house as long as you can afford to continue making payments. In a Chapter 13, you can force the mortgage company to take payments over an extended period of time to let you catch up on those back payments.
So I don't have to lose my house or my car necessarily?
Typically, no. You will not lose your house or your car as long as the creditor can be satisfied, and typically we can do that.
How long does this process normally take?
Again, it's going to depend greatly on the individual case. The Chapter 7 generally is about 6 months start to finish, where the Chapter 13, like I said, is going to be 3 to 5 years.
So how do I pay you if I can't afford to pay my creditors? How do I get the money to pay for my attorney?
Well, we can set up a payment plan where you make payments a little bit each month to us until you're ready to actually file the bankruptcy. In a Chapter 13, we can also space out the payments during the pendency of the case.
So for most people, it's still affordable?
Absolutely.
Can I do it myself, or do I really need to use an attorney?
I would strongly recommend using an attorney. The bankruptcy process is fairly complex, and if you make mistakes, you could have your bankruptcy discharged without a discharge of your debts. If your bankruptcy is kicked out of the courts, you have to wait a certain period of time, maybe up to 6 months, before you can refile.
So in other words, the cost of hiring an attorney may be very well worth the result.
Absolutely.
Now, how would I find the right attorney?
You just have.
There you go.
There you go.
Is there anything else about bankruptcy that you can tell for the people out there listening of when they should actually come in and see you?
Well, one thing that happens, a lot of people don't want to file bankruptcy. They're struggling with the debt. They're trying to avoid it, due to the stigma of being bankrupt. However, we can really do the most good and the most help when somebody comes in early rather than later. If the car's already been repossessed, if the house has already been foreclosed, it's too late to try to save those things. So when you first see that you're having financial difficulties, it's best to come in for a consultation.
So I've known people who have tried to get out of debt and use their 401ks and that type of stuff. Is that generally a mistake?
Yes, I don't recommend using IRA or 401k simply because those assets are exempt in bankruptcy. You can have a significant amount of money in either your IRA or 401k, go bankrupt, and keep all that money.
So if in doubt, it's a good idea to come and talk to you and see how this can be planned out.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time, Tim.
Thank you.